Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are on the 6th of March 2020. Another week gone. To be honest, an incredibly busy week. Obviously on Monday, I had the guys all here. We did a few meetings chatting about things. Obviously the future of PM model side of things, and obviously with the Flory model side, and where and how we're going to be making our way forward. We're discussing all things like paints and various things and tools and equipment. Obviously we want to take on with the PM line. So really that took up during the daytime. And then obviously in the evening, we had the auction. So it's great having the live auction. I really enjoy doing them. They're obviously, it's not just about selling kits and, you know, obviously you guys buying and various things like that. It's supposed to be a bit of fun, make it as light-hearted and entertaining as possible. So hopefully we did do that. And if you want to go and see it, obviously if you just pop over onto the vlog page is probably the easiest way to get to all of the stuff that we do here. If you click down in there, there it is. And what a gorgeous bunch of guys we are all here, sat here, having a look, watching it, going through the auction. Look, we even had a countdown clock this time, going through the motions of it. So again, if you wanted to get involved with any of the live auctions, things like that, obviously you do have to be a member of Flory Models. I know lots of you have messaged me saying about how do you do it. Obviously it's a members thing, so we give members discount and all those types of things. So if you want to join in, join Flory Models, simple as that, okay, and get involved with it on that one. On Tuesday, because the guys were still here, we went over, and as you can see, we had them in, and here they are. That's actually, for the first time, I think we all look half human in that one. So I had the guys with me on Tuesday and we did the Q&A show, really handy. We did it really early in the morning because obviously the guys needed to get back and get back up to Doncaster to get on with work, to be honest, and things like that. So they helped out with that one, answering all your questions. Obviously you can see that there. And then we had part 9 of the Millennium Falcon was up with you. So this one really was just all about the oils. We cover about using the clay wash, getting the basics down for the actual weathering, and then we went to town, as you can see down in here, on the actual use of oil. So a lot of Starship Filth, which actually, to be honest, I know I've been joking about it because I've been using it on everything recently. It works really well on the Falcon, it comes together. But we used other yellows and different shades, you see, in greys and oranges as well, to give that nice effect right the way over. And really we talk about different ways of using oil. So of using it dry, as in just getting most of the oil out, as you can see there on the cardboard up here, but also about using it as just literally streaking. So as you can see, she's here completed now, but using it for streaking, but then obviously using it as in wash and diluting it and causing a weathered effects. And the funny thing is, when you look at reference photos of the real thing, even though, you know, technically now it's 30 odd years old, so the weathering's faded, especially with oils, because over time oils do die off, I do believe, but it's still got that hues and hints that they did right the way round to it. So I wanted to try and recreate that. So by using yellows and mixing them in with like buffs and greys and then obviously oranges to give the blobs roughly where they are on the real thing as well. So we went through and did all of that one. So anyway, you can catch up with part 9. That is up on the site right now. So that one went up with you on Tuesday. Okay, and then obviously on Wednesday, where's Wednesday, we had the Phil and Matt show. Okay, so we got in here. Special guest was Andy, because Andy's been working up at the unit because obviously of that little thing all in the background with the Desert Babes. We obviously had our full allocation plus a load more that we managed to get as well in, so we got stocked up. Everybody who pre-ordered obviously your Tornadoes, they have all gone now. There's just a couple of you that have got other kits put in with them, so we're trying to get the best possible price for shipping abroad with multiple kits. So obviously we've weighed them, packaged them, and then obviously sent you the details. So we're waiting to find back on that one. But that one is up on there now. Also at the same time we did the reviews. So we had the fantastic review at last, to be honest with you, of the actual Tomcat came in. So we just fast forward, we can see down in here, this was my small gripe with it, is a lot of you have seen the review now. The instructions are incredibly busy, so it's very, very hard to see exactly what is going on within the actual things. And again, like me as a, you know, probably a much hard and fast modeler now over the years, even I was looking at it going, okay, so how does that go? And if, where's and when's and things like that. You know, and like you can see it, this one here as well, you can see from the drop down bits in, you've got arrows pointing, but into where? As I say, if you're not a Tomcat fanatic, it could be a little bit of a headache getting this in. I wish they just spent a little bit more time basically, you know, breaking it down, making it a lot easier. Most manufacturers now, they're almost too simplified. You know, ICM especially, theirs are very straightforward because it's literally one piece goes here, next part, next piece go here, which, you know, is a little bit over the top. But when you get a busy one like that, it's very difficult to sort of keep up with it it and to know where it goes. As I said, if you built 100 Tomcats before, it's not a problem, but if you're new to the aircraft and you don't know how it goes, it can be a little bit difficult to follow. Again, it was an interesting review from my point of view, purely because it was one of those kits of two halves. Yes, it's all there. Yes, it's got what I wanted, which is obviously flaps and slats deployed, obviously tail hook. You can have the Tomcat kneeling down as if it's on the catapult. You know, it's a very iconic aircraft. It's nice to have all those options, which we didn't get obviously when we did the Tamiya one. Now, we've done a full video build on the Tamiya one. You can go off and see that one. Okay, and that kit literally is beautiful. It's probably one of the finest kits that Tamiya have ever put together. But, and as you can see it down in here, the way AMK have taken away our ability to sweep the wing, so you have to make a decision if you're going to be going wings out, wings swept. If they had done it where it had movement, you know, we're not even on about toothed it, just independent, very much like the Tamiya one, you could then have two wings, obviously one fully, you know, folded back and then overswept as well for storage, or you could have it of wings out. I think they've really missed a jot on this one. Personally, if I was designing it, I would have given the option for two. Same with the tailplanes as well. You cannot position them. They are fixed in whichever position you want, which, yes, okay, I must admit, I snapped one of mine off, so they're probably better to be that way, but it'd be nice to give the modeler the option later on down the line. So if he wants to change his mind and wants to change the configuration from a display point of view or something else like that, he's just got to move it or just put on the other wings and away he goes. So again, great kit, unfortunately very let down by some of these options, but it still was my kit of choice for an F-14 Tomcat purely because of the price. Because this kit is under 60 quid. The Tamiya kit is over 90 quid. So it's a £30 difference, and for me, it's night and day. If you can, I still absolutely love the Hasegawa kit. The Hasegawa kit, if you can get it at the right price, is on a par with this thing. It's a bit old school the way it goes together, but you do have the options of sweeping wings and doing things like that with it as well. So again, it's one of those ones. It's just that we waited so long with this particular kit, I can't help feel that it's been compromised in the delay. It looks like some changes were made during the delay process and it's compromised the kit a little bit. Should have kept it simple and go through. But at the price break, it's kit of choice. That's where you're going to go. If you can find the Hasegawa one, it's still a really nice kit, but generally this one is where you're going to go because you've got all the options and obviously at the price point you want. If you want pure genius builds and beautiful way it goes together, and I mean totally, you know, stress-free build, get the Tamiya one, because the Tamiya one is. But Tamiya one's another 30 quid. And I can't justify it when you've got kits available in the £60 price bracket. Not going to go on a rant here because I'm just about to, but generally, you know, obviously, if I just fast forward, the slip moulding on the nose, again, I couldn't help but think, why? It doesn't need it. It's one of those real areas, and spoken to quite a few of you now since the review went up, and you've got steps where the slip nose joins the fuselage. Well, in theory, if it's slip moulded like that, you shouldn't be able to do that. It should be perfect. But again, that's a little bit of a picky point, shall we say, on my point. But generally, it's really nice. You do get all the weapons in there. You get the tarps pod, everything you want, basically everything that the Tamiya one's got as well, without overcooking it. But anyway, that was quite an interesting review going through on that one. Okay, and then obviously the Wednesday show, we talked all things kits, all your questions, everything else like that. It's becoming very, very popular, that show in the afternoon. It's great to have you guys along and join us and join in with the fun and games and laughter and all things like that, and getting your feedback on kits and everything else. And now don't forget, we are open to YouTube as well. So if anybody wants to join in with the chat on YouTube, normally the guys monitor obviously the site side of things, and I monitor the YouTube side of things. So if you want to get involved with the chat, join us live 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoons. It's only an hour, and we talk all things modelling and stuff like that. So it's a really nice show to do. On Thursday, we had another review up with you. So we had the actual Sherman Firefly, beautiful Sherman, I must admit. It's one of those kits where when I did the other one, which is the Easy 8 version, the texture, there's just something I really like about it. It seems to be spot on to me, and obviously the way the tracking system works and everything else like that, it's really, really nice. No, it doesn't have an interior, but we do believe there is an internal version coming along down the line somewhere. That'll be really nice, because as far as I know, there isn't a full detailed interior Sherman done yet, but hopefully then Riffield will fill that void. And I have to say, the externals, as I said, the textures, the details, all the parts on it are very, very nicely done. Riffield models, I have to say, have fast become top of the tree when it comes to anything armour. You know, I've always thought, you know, Riffield tends to be a bit overcomplicated because they do all the internal stuffs as well, but really working, you know, looking at their stuff now, yeah, it is very, very nicely done. They seem to get that nice balance of the details being really, really well done without overcomplicating the kit as well. So that's really nice with that one. Anyway, full review, as you can see down in there, is on the Firefly. You can see all about that one now. It's just down in here, and just let me show you the... There we go. Hold on, if I just bring this up. This is what we're talking about, this casting on the texture. It just has that real in-scale type feel to it. Really am impressed with that one. So again, it's one of those ones where you can easily get lost, I think, looking at those parts, but just the entire kit as a whole is very, very nice indeed. But anyway, the full review is up with that one as well now. And then obviously on with the guys on live. And obviously we looked at usual thing, we go around the actual group builds and SIGs as well as the site in general, picking out some of our favourites. I spotted the MiG, really like it for an early MiG as well. Interesting colours as well, not being in that sort of natural metal finish with that white scheme. Again, you know, with the decals on there, it's not an easy one to do. Nailed it, absolutely love that one right the way through. But again, we look at lots and lots of builds. We usually pick out around about 10, seems to be the sort of forte with us, and then we sit and discuss it. And then second half of the show, we open it up and we talk everything. Alcohol was quite a lot, and the effects of having far too much of it was mentioned on last night's show as we made our way through with it. But again, if you want to join in with those ones, don't forget, totally live at 7:30 on Thursday nights, and then we finish around about 9 o'clock as well. But as always, we usually run over. So big thanks for Matt and for Nathan for joining me on that one. We tend to rotate the crew as well, so hopefully Steve will be on next week. John's away, he's off around New Zealand for a month. So, but anyway, the rest of us will be around on here somewhere. So that's a good way of catching up with that one. And that brings us, last up really, is also Bite Size. I put up the next part of Bite Size, that was up, talking all about glues. So to get that one, if you want to, you can either go through in here in the tutorials area, okay, and if you just go down to learn more into the quick tips one, it's down in here. And here we have all about glues and gluings and all things like that. We're talking all things glue, as you can see. So again, this strange video on this one, it's not so much on about, you know, gluing and teaching how to suck eggs. It's really when would you use different types of glue and how do you sort of use them. So we often talk about obviously various liquid glues and obviously type resin glues, epoxy glues, you know, CA glues, PE glues and all things like that. So really we just show the different ways of doing it. So we go along in this one, and then obviously we talk about using slower setting glues and quick glues on large parts and how to go about and use them as well. We talk about debonding, which is what I'm doing in this bit. Hold on, if we just go back a little bit. And then go forward a bit. So this is on about how to take part to part. I'm throwing it around to prove that it's glue and dried and everything else. But basically just by coming in with extra thin, do the inside, okay, as we in here, you let it somewhat go, so just brushing it around the entire inside of the seam line, okay, and then you bung your fingers in and just very lightly start to pull and just let it start to go. And if you're very gentle with it, there we go, it's come across, and we even still got the locating pins out, so the locating pins even come out in one, so there was no damage to the part at all. And then that way you can just lightly sand it off and then glue it back together and away you go. But it's amazing actually how we actually got the locating pins out without breaking them off either, by doing it in that way. And then obviously we talk about using super glues, using kickers, and then obviously PVA glues, and using Yoo-hoo type glues, you know, your normal ones and things like that right the way through. So if you want to see all about that one is in there as well. Also, to be honest, that one's free to watch as well. So if you want to catch up with that one, you can do that one as always. And that brings us bang up to today, where we've got the final part of the Millennium Falcon is up and done. Again, finishing it off, I cannot speak highly enough about the kit. Yes, technically it's 300 quid, but obviously with the PM store we get them for a lot cheaper. We've got a load more on pre-order at the moment as well, so if you want to put your name down and get yourself a bit of a discount as well, put your name down actually on the forum and you get you one. It is, click the button, it just about works with the weight on this thing. It is one of those kits where I often speak about Bandai being the next stage up from Lego, and I know I get, you know, obviously the haters out there love me for saying things like that because they can jump all over me, but I mean it. It's one of those ones where when you're working with it, you just know if it's not going for whatever reason, it's you. Because Bandai, I don't know of a single kit I've ever built of Bandai's, and I've built loads of them now, where there's a fault where they've made a mistake. It's always correct. So if it doesn't go, it's you. If the part just it seems too loose, it's you. You've probably got the wrong side. And again, the way that they design their kits from an engineering point of view, this thing has no glue on it. It is completely glue free. There's only 2 bits of glue. One's holding a hose in because I broke it and I did this one, and one of the clips at the back was a bit loose. Again, I think I just overstressed it, so I put that one down in there. Often we've spoken about, and it was brought up the other week, and I don't want to keep harping on about it, but we were talking about how oils have no effect on Bandai plastic. Well, I wasn't, because I was saying it did, and I've lost the other part now. Oh, here it is. Here's a classic example. I used oils for doing the gear, and yeah, lo and behold, came in and it's just broken off. It seems to be that the enamels, you know, if you put an enamel wash on, attack the plastic where it's under pressure. So like in here, the reason it's done this one, it's the join. It's exactly on the join where it joins it. So it's not a part that's just there, but if it's under pressure, and obviously the gear was under pressure, it was down here on the gear, I picked it up and it just fell off. It literally, I picked it up and it's like, oh, hello. And yeah, you touch it and it's dry now, but it was still just crumbly when it happened. So again, just be careful, people, using enamels with Bandai plastic, because it has done it again. That's twice it's got me. And I was very, very sparing with this. I thought, well, it's just on the gear, it won't matter. So actually, when we was going round, obviously on flat areas, I'm not worried. It tends to be on tensioned areas. But yeah, lo and behold, it has just crumbled the plastic on here. So that's not a problem. I think we'll epoxy it. A little bit of 5-minute epoxy in there, that'll take care of that, and it's never going to come off again. But just be careful using enamels. Anyway, the final part is up with you right now on that one. So actually, I can, if you go over the classic, if you want a couple of teasers for people who aren't members, if you go over to video builds, click on these and you can get the full builds, talking about them and all the photos. But down in here as well, we've got this little gem, and this is her. Hopefully it will go into a nice picture. Oh, it's right. I'll be clever and edit it in. But anyway, she is all finished off and it's all done and everything. Really come along. There we go, it's a better one. Looking very, very nice. I've got to turn this off because I'm going to get dizzy with this in the background. But anyway, you catch up the final part. The final part on this one, really, we just talk about the damage weathering I did. So those metal areas you can see. I was just, you know, as you say, the great thing with sci-fi and what I love about sci-fi is that it's an open universe. So you can make up your own stories and tales. So I'm imagining the alloy for the outer skin on the Falcon is something pretty tough, because let's face it, it bounces meteorites off of it. Okay, so I thought it's going to be a very strong alloy. So I've done it in a sort of an aluminium, chrome aluminium effect. So it's basically chrome, but I haven't buffed it too heavily. Okay, and gone through, and as you can see, you've got the lights on the back there. That's what it's like when she's all powered up and lit up. You can see the lights on the legs. We've got the boarding area. There's obviously lights in the cockpit as well. It's all done. But yeah, very, very fun build, this one. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And then obviously the final part, which is part 10, is up now. Again, it's strange because this is one of those kits we've been talking about now for the best part of 3 years. And finally got around to doing it and finishing her off and going through the motions of it, and it really was a lot of fun. So it is a fantastic kit, and I can only highly recommend it, more than is highly recommended. So ultra recommended if you want to do that one. And it's a shame because I've got the fine molds one up there, and I don't know, I have quite an affinity with the fine molds one, but honestly, side by side, it is literally night and day. It is to go through. Anyway, last thing up today, I have been working on, as you can see down in here, the actual MiG-23. Eventually, we've got on with this one. So usual things, we've got a little bit of trouble with this one off the bat already, is because the doors aren't designed to be closed. So I'm having to sort of fudge it a little bit to get these up and get them closed in and stuff like that. Obviously, hopefully we'll get part 1 of this one up. We'll be up with you probably next Friday, because I'm going to get a little bit ahead on this one. So we're going to be working our way right the way through on this one as we go through. So last up, just round in the forum, we've got various things obviously been going on as we speak. If we just bring up the category one, there we go. That's it. So basically down in the actual group builds and SIGs, obviously we've got still going on with the Latin American one. We've got great work going down in there. We've got 84 entries down in there. We've got 21 finished. So just have a look down in here. What we've got, Great Wall Hobbies, T33. Look at that, very smart. Who's that by? That's Martin. Like that. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, nice ladder as well. Beautiful little work. Very nice. Okay, so we've got that one. And we've also got, for the Cuban one, we've got a P47 down in here. Again, very nicely done. Nice markings on that one as well. So it's like almost invasion stripes, but not, but with the actual one around the nose. Beautiful stuff. Great aircraft as well. Lovely aircraft. Very nicely done. So congratulations to him. One more, just off the top. Who's up the top? Cadillac. From Lee. There we go. Is this a Cuban Cadillac? Got to be in it. Oh, Ecuadorian. Okay. Fantastic. Beautiful stuff. Very, very nicely done. Congratulations, Lee. That's lovely. Fantastic work underneath as well. Really very nice indeed. Okay, so we've got that group build going on at the moment. Obviously, you've got a bit of time on that one. We've got till 30th of June 2020, so still plenty of time on that one. And the MiG one, obviously, we looked around quite heavily on Thursday, but we just pick out the top three. Okay, Chris has done the ICM MiG-25. Know it well. Lovely kit. Really enjoyed building that. It was a great kit. He's done a fantastic job on that one as well. Very nicely done. Very cool. Blue 64. Fantastic work down on with the flame holders in there as well. That's really nicely done. Okay. Beautiful work. Well done. And who else have we got? We've got a MiG-17. It's not the one we look at every week. It is. Let's pick somebody else's. Sorry. Nothing personal. We look at get that one pops up every week. Okay. Oh look, our very own Mr. John Buller on the team. We're not going to dig him too much, but this is the first entry he's ever had into a group build of SIG. Just taking him a few years. Very nice in the Splinter camo. 72nd Zvezda kit. Okay, I've seen this in the flesh as well. I have to say the photos, John, do not do you justice. In the flesh, it's very, very nice. Especially this engine business down the back here. He's done the sort of bluing and the heat sort of colours. So very nice as well. Well done, John. Very, very nice indeed. Congratulations to him. Okay, one more. That's very nice as well. So down here, Mark's done this one, which is a, what is it? It's the MiG-19. That's it. It's a farmer, isn't it? Very nice done. Yeah, is this Pakistan markings? Pakistani markings? I don't want to see it. I can't see. Carry both and Chinese markings. Okay. Very nice. Very colourful it is. It's the Pakistan one. Again, don't see many of those. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen one before in those markings. Very cool build. Very, very nicely done indeed. So congratulations to him on that one. Don't forget, all the ones for the group builds get a medal. All the ones for SIGs just get a very nice video done for me at the end of it. Okay, so that one, you got a bit of time on that one as well. So you've got till the end of April. So you've got 2 months really left on that one. And then obviously you've got 30th of June on the other one, just like that. Congratulations. All the medals, I have to say, have gone out for the last group build, which was for the Beaches to the Bulge one. They have all gone now. It's closed. I'm not sending out any more because, to be honest, that's it. I always do 1 or 2 extras, and that's it. That's the only one. So if somebody doesn't turn up, then I've got it here. Okay, but there we go. So that's done for that one. Anyway, being on a Friday, I'm going to have a quick look around the actual store. Anyway, seeing as it's Friday, we'll have a quick shameless plug around the PM store. So new in at the moment, as we said before, we've got the Firefly and the various parts on here. As I say, I've got to do the review of the Ninja. I'm going to be doing that next week, and the MiG. I've got them both here, and also this little guy as well, the Strum Tiger. I'm going to do the review of that one. They'll be up with you next week to make our way through. And the figures, thinking about it, I've got those as well. But anyway, those are new in this week. And then if we just go in the store, on the specials page, that's been updated as well. Tornadoes, don't mention tornadoes. But anyway, this is the Revel normal box in £25. Bargain. That one's in there. And again, I want to build this kit as well, the special hobby one. the Tempest. The high-tech version comes with all the nice resin bits as well, so that's a really nice one. Camper van is on special as well, just £22, and all the other ones, as you can see down in here. We have had a restock. Lots of stuff has come in on the paints and thinners sides of it, and stuff like that. Where is thinners? That's it. Thinners are over here. So full restock now. We've got the Hataka thinners in. We've got the self-leveling thinners in. I'm hoping the rapid thinners will be in any minute as well. But anyway, the extra thinners, that's it. Leveling thinners is in, and the normal thinners, and all the other ones. X20A is back in stock as well as on the other ones as well. So we've got all the thinners and retarders are in. It just looks like the rapid thinners we're out of still at the moment. But again, hopefully they'll be back in stock very, very soon with all of those. And that is it for this week. Talk about a busy week. Next week, it's going to be all about the MiG. So I can just generally get on gently with the MiG. Got some great reviews coming up for you as well, as always. Anyway, on Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery and another snippet from this thing. So till Monday, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted.